Hi, this is Ryan Pinky with Video Conference Gear. I'm with Geno Zaharie of Logitech. He's going to walk us through the different Logitech Tap Zoom Room kits today. Geno, what do we have going on in the world of Logitech and Zoom Rooms?
Yeah, thanks, Ryan. Well, a while back we decided to make it easy, right, for our mutual customers to procure Logitech tap-based room solutions. And as we all know, tap is the tap controller which drives the Zoom Room experience. And of course, we have cameras like Meetup, which is over my shoulder here, and Rally, which is meant for a larger space, and then Rally Plus, even larger, right? So with the concept of small, medium, large, we've created prefabbed kits, if you will, which has everything you need to run a Zoom room. Not everything, such as monitors and extra cabling and things that where you come into play to kind of help diagnose the room and set it up properly, but things like a Zoom imaged Nook, right, which we actually manufacture. We load Zoom Room, we put the connectors needed to attach to the tap, which is our controller, and then we just simply pick the right conference camera, such as Meetup, Rally, or Rally Plus.
Interesting. So let's go into kind of the Tap small room system with the Meetup. Give me kind of an ideal use case for the Tap system, for the Meetup
Yeah,
and Tap bundle, small room bundle.
Yeah, so we look at those smaller spaces where I'm fairly close to the screen. We need a camera with a little bit more wide field of view. Certainly, you can use a pan tilt zoom camera, which of course there is pan tilt and zoom on the Meetup, but we need that original field of view to be a little bit wider so that I'm in a tighter space. I'm on camera. I'm not dipping my head into the shot. So with the small room system, of course, we provide a Meetup, which has its own cabling that networks back down to the Nook, which is our computer, which has Zoom Room preloaded on it. And then, of course, tap, an included cable, which comes with it, allows me to now tether the tap directly to the Nook. That's all included. So everything you need to basically set up a small meeting room, besides power, is included in that small bundle.
Nice. So right now you mentioned it comes with the Nook. Does it come with any other brands of PCs, or are we kind of just tied to the Nook today?
Well, you're tied to the Nook today in a sense. You will find other bundles out there, right? Like ones you've created where you might find that tap is surrounding it, such as Lenovo, right? And of course, you'll see our Meetup camera with another type of Zoom Room bundles out there. There's quite a few different manufacturers leveraging that technology to kind of create those same kind of turnkey solutions. From Logitech Direct, right? Logitech through you, Ryan, at bcgear.com. It's really just the Logitech Nook where we provide the same warranty, 2 years, right, on the computer
Okay.
itself, and it's our support team behind it when you call in about the whole system, not just the computer. So
Nice. And I remember seeing in kind of our systems here, like when we brought out the taps, there was a smart setup program that comes with those. Can you kind of go more into that a
yeah,
little bit?
yeah. So in case it's a remote installation, or you're going to have an office admin or someone kind of help you out during that installation process, we have an online portal. So the online portal is where you log in. It will show you pictures of what kit you may have bought, small, medium, or large. You click on the small kit, in this case, the small room we spoke about, and it really shows you the whole unboxing experience. Do this, do that, turn it on. And as we all know with Zoom Room, once you get into that, that UX of I'm alive now and I'm called Zoom Room, pick your
Mhm.
activation key, right, or log in as an admin user and assign the room to the key that's available to you, and off you go. So it's really about that out of box experience, and turn it on and it's Zoom Room basically after you're done installing. So
Nice. Now, not everyone, as we know, is running the world of Zoom, right? In Zoom rooms. What other platforms does the tap system come in on?
yeah, so we've partnered with really three manufacturers at this point, right, or three software providers. So Zoom, and then Microsoft Teams room systems, as well as Google Meet, right. So those are the
Mhm.
three. In the world of Google Meet, it's not an Intel Nook, right. It's a Chromebox, right, per their specification.
Makes sense.
But everything is part of that same bundle, right? We have the Meetup with all the cabling. One thing I did forget to mention is all three kits come with a PC mount, which makes it very easy for the installer. So I install the PC. I might want to put this behind the screen like we see in a lot of deployments, but also our table retention clip that allows you to make sure none of those cables will ever come out of the compute, if you will. So that's part of the kits as well.
Nice. So then I believe a lot of people ask me this question, will a Zoom Rooms tap system also run Teams?
Yeah, a tap will certainly connect, right? The tap is no different. It uses display link as its port. So if you think about it, tap is no more than just a touch screen, right? But it's
Mhm.
using the computer and the software from either, Teams Rooms or excuse me, Team Zoom or Google to give it its UX, right? So with that said, each of those three providers have their own software requirements. So in some sense, you need to, buy a separate computer with that software either pre-installed or through their installation processes to run it. So there's no general compute manufacturer that's putting all three platforms, because all three of those have their own little requirements of how the software needs to operate on the compute, and really need access to that whole compute cycle versus having a second app running in the background or something. So yeah.
No, thanks for clarifying on that question, as it were
Yep.
asked quite often. One of the features with framing on the meetup, how is that? Do we have some people are asking for smart framing, auto framing, whatever today's big buzzword is, right? The capture that adjusts there. What do we have going on in the meetup from that aspect?
Yeah. So in the meetup and also in Rally, all of our cameras leverage what we call right sight technology. So you might hear the term right sight enabled. So meetup and Rally camera have right sight capabilities, but those cameras are looking for an application to be running on that same computer that we mentioned earlier, right, called right sight. So within right sight, it will actually auto frame based on where the people are in the room. Now, it's not an auto tracking technology, it's more of an auto framing technology. So back to your environment where you mentioned about a small room and I need that wide field of view, I might be shifted by myself in that same small room, but I need that camera now to automatically frame me so I'm not on the edge of the frame, right? So the whole idea is to just do hands-free. I can sit back, relax, let the camera find me in the space or others that might come into it, and give the far end a better user experience. One thing I do want to add. One thing I want to add is right sight's actually part of an application called Sync, which is a management platform that allows you to push upgrades to our cameras. So when you install Logitech Sync, part of that service of Sync is right sight, which is the application that you might want to enable for that auto framing capability.
Nice. We'll jump into some more on the Sync here in a little bit at the end, but I was kind of curious as we jump up to the larger tap room systems, and maybe I should say medium and large are the next two sizes up. So what's the difference going on between those systems?
Yeah, great question. So when you move up to the larger environments, now I have elongated tables and I need to be able to use the power of a pan tilt zoom, right? Focal length, bring that zoom tight into different users from maybe or at the other end of the table. Rally is extremely modular, meaning all we've done is taken the Rally system, and we have Rally and Rally Plus. The only difference between those two camera systems are an extra speaker and an extra mic pod. You can add up to 7 mic pods, though, in any Rally system. So you can cover very large spaces, and those mic pods have about a 14 to 15 foot diameter around them, right, to be able to pick up voices that are far away from those mic pods. So 7 mic pods is a lot. When we go back down to the medium room, so the medium room would use Rally, which comes with the Rally camera, a base speaker, right, that can be mounted below or above the monitor, right, and then one mic pod, right. Those mic pods then are connected to hubs, which then interconnect to one another. So what's presented back to the host PC is a single USB connection. So it's very flexible, though, where you put the hubs, the room shape, the room size, the table shape. That's the whole idea behind Rally. When we go to Rally Plus, it's the same setup that we had, but now with 2 microphones and then 1 extra speaker. So now I have some symmetry, or I might want a left and right speaker, and it will do stereo sound for multimedia that you might be playing back in the room as well. So both with medium and large, it's the exact same kits, just Rally Plus, or what we call the large room, which just come with 1 extra mic pod and 1 extra speaker. You still get the PC mount, right, of course. And then most importantly, the only extra piece added to that is the Rally mounting kit. Because you may want to, instead of just leaving the speakers on our credenza, you might want to wall mount those, right? I might want to have the same type of cable retention on the PC side, right? On the actual plates that we use to mount the hubs in different locations. So yeah, it's very, 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 very flexible, but the whole idea there is modularity, and we've just made it simple for folks to say, all right, I have a medium-sized room that has this many chairs that I want to put around the table. What would be the recommendation from Logitech, and would be our medium kit, and then of course now you have your large as well.
Okay, so kind of what's a good generalized room size, larger or above, when we want to talk medium-sized room kits?
I'm sorry.
So like an immediate tap medium
Yep.
room system, what's kind of the sizing of number of chairs that we want to go with? I think I've seen this go numerous ways with customers, from some of your smaller rooms to larger, but just in a general framework, are we talking about a 6 to 12 type person room, or?
Yeah, 6 to 12 is a good amount. I mean, it's really about how far you're going to be away from that camera and that microphone source. As we all know, cameras are fine, right? If the audio is not doing real well, it's going to be hard. Everybody's got to move closer to the mic source. So with more mic pods, you can really make it, fairly large. But 6 to 12 is a good number. And then, of course, from, 10 to 15 to even 20 is when you start looking at the large environments. Some cases,
nice with that extra microphone coverage you can get, but you can also, even in the medium, add a simple expansion microphones onto the medium system to get that extra coverage. I've had numerous cases of let's just call it the soft talking CFO that really needs that mic pickup when they're close.
Yeah, you'll hear a lot about that, or maybe that most of the C-level might sit near the very front of the room, and of course
Yep.
they're really close to the screen because they want to see the content being presented, and they want a microphone right by their mouth versus maybe the only microphone is in the middle of the table. So with Rally, it's just a matter of daisy chaining the appropriate mic pods. We also have a mic pod splitter, and you do get one with the Rally Plus kit, so you can go in off in different directions. They don't all have to be daisy
So more of
chained.
a little star approach than the daisy chaining.
Yep, exactly.
That makes simpler cabling. Now, there's a kind of the table hub and display hub. How are those devices connected between each other?
Yeah, we use a Cat6A cable that comes in box, and you can make your own, right?
Okay.
Right, you do plenty of that with metal shielding, right, and all the requirements that go into Cat6A cabling. The reason we do Cat6A is depending on where you put the computer. In most of your deployments, right, we like to see the computer near the front of the room. That's usually where most of the media is located, and the credens are behind the display.
Mm-hmm.
But in some cases, folks want to take and plug the NUC or the computer running the Zoom room at the table hub. So again, this is a hub that's mounted under the conference room table, and there's a USB port on it. So in that case, we need to transmit now HDMI to feed our monitors because that computer needs an output, right? It needs to go to the displays. So it gives the customer flexibility on where you put that computer. Where's the logical place you want to put the in-room computer? You remove the in-room computer, so now I'm not really doing a Zoom room, and now I can just plug my laptop into it as well. So you're going to see Rally sold as a standalone product as well as in a full solution like a Zoom room. So
And that's, I think, one of the things we've been seeing a little trend towards is kind of, especially with the explosion of video conferencing over the past few months, is those multimodal systems.
mm-hmm.
And Rally's been one of the solid systems that allows the simple plug and play, right? It doesn't care if we're putting the PC up behind the displays as we do in typically installed room systems, but also we can do a laptop connected right into the Rally system and run the laptop in the room and pretty much any
Yep.
platform you want in that situation that's hardwired and giving a high quality experience.
It's very true. We're allowing users to understand that, look, in an environment where I might be using a laptop mic and speaker for a bunch of us, doesn't really work, right? That's why you and I are in the business of making sure we outfit the room with the appropriate microphone, speaker, and technology. But when folks do that, they're able to learn the Zoom experience or whatever software platform you're working with, and then allows you to now speak to, well, what does a room collaboration system look like from a company like Zoom, right? So those Rally systems that get put into play can now be supported by a dedicated computer running Zoom Room and the tap controller that's now on the table for everyone to use. So it's a real nice migration path for a lot of folks that are, you're right, starting to adopt video now in their spaces and learning about these room collaboration environments from Zoom, Teams, and Google. So
I think that's where I like what we have the three different sizes from Logitech that keep it very easier. And always my philosophy over the years has been the right equipment for the right room. With the right camera, right audio systems creates that better ROI for those room systems, and they're used more with the right stuff. It's not about overspending or underspending, right? As a tap, large, or medium system isn't ideal for your traditional huddle rooms, right? That's where the meetup performs best for those type huddle rooms that handle 3 to 4 people. And it's the right camera. So, and it also saves money over the long run too, but it makes a high quality product. Let's go into Sync. Tell me a little bit more on the Sync product by Logitech I've been hearing about for a while. I'm excited to see this on some different layers of management.
yeah, no, it's great for Logitech. We're fairly new to the game of device management, and we know that through Zoom and through Microsoft and Google, you have the ability or ways to manage those room environments, but they're not always managing the USB attached peripheral. So we decided to develop Sync, which is really a unified platform. It's free from Logitech, where you can see all of your meeting rooms. Of course, now you can see all of those cameras that are attached and all those microphones and speakers, Rally Plus, Meetup, and be able to push upgrades to them or firmware updates. It's just like anything. We always are developing new features, new enhancements, better features with our cameras that we need to get out to the cameras. Before it used to be take the thumb drive in or connect it to your laptop, update it that way. Well, with Sync now, I can basically push, right, scheduled or a la carte firmware out to all of my devices and see all of my rooms and get real-time status to see if mic pod number 3 is not working, right? Not just mic pod number 1 or the mic pod array. So it's very granular. Now, the cool part is with Sync, it's all API set, meaning third parties can actually develop software to the API stack, right, that we have with Sync and build that into their management platform. So it's a very wide open platform for folks that want to manage their devices, but it's free to any user of Logitech products to look after the Meetup, the Rally, and the Rally Plus, right, including Tap, to look after their estate, basically. So
Nice. Appreciate the time, Geno, and thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Ryan. Appreciate it.